what I think so. Lord, you lay down your life for me. Pay the price up. Love unconditionally. What a sentence. Give me your love, never take it back. Lord, me love you. In case you never know, my life is in Christ. And the way me have one, nobody can touch. If them try to touch them, have to think twice. Cause the Brits are one.
Really loaded with the presence of God, as we call it. What power then is inside the church that the devil can feel comfortable being in the church and leave dry places? I wish I could know your what you're thinking and your response. But watch this now. Watch this now. Watch this now. Isn't it amazing how the Bible is telling us that a demon comes out of whatever? I'm not here to debate on whether a Christian can have demons and stuff like that. That's another thing that I will deal with, that my father, Pastor Chris, has dealt with, and that Brother Daysman Oyakhilome is dealing with on a daily basis in his ministry to people. But watch this. How can a demon come out of a Christian and go to a dry land, and when it gets to the dry land, where there is no prayer, where there is no singing, where there is no worship, and when they get there, they say, this is not the right place for us, let's go back into a Christian environment. I will go to my house, and then it calls the church its house. Watch this. What are dry places? That's number one. If dry places are actual locations that are dry, then Dubai should be the poorest and Africa should be the richest. Because if we cast out devils in Africa, they should then go back to Dubai. Because there is a desert there. But guess what? There is a problem because Dubai is richer than most African countries. In fact, most African countries are lower than Dubai. But what causes it? That in Africa we have a lot of prayer coming out of Africa, more than any other location, more than others. That tells us that money does not come out of prayer. The demon of poverty is more powerful than prayer and fasting combined. Let me repeat, because I know right now you're thinking. The demon of poverty is more powerful than prayer. When I say prayer, I'm talking about prayer for money and fasting for money. The demon of poverty is more powerful than the prayer for money, the fasting for money combined. The demon of poverty rejoices the most when it sees a Christian on his knees praying for money. Prosperity is not a promise. It is a guarantee. But while it is a guarantee, it is a guarantee that you can only obtain using the principles of Jesus. The life of Jesus prepares you for heaven. The principles of Jesus prepare you for hell. So a lot of Christians have confused the life of Jesus for the principles of Jesus. The principles of Jesus, what he says, give and it shall be given unto you. Sow your tithe, put your tithe and I'll open the windows of heaven. And guess what Christians do? They start singing a song, open the floodgates of heaven, let it rain. And they replace that principle. They want it to rain, yet the Bible never said sing a song for the windows of heaven to open. No, don't sing a song. Give and you will see what happens.
We want to salute His Majesty. Are you ready? Do like this if you're ready. Salute His Majesty, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, monarch of the universe, bright and a morning star, ever living, ever faithful, ever sure. In you, Lord, we move. In you, Lord, we live. In you, Lord, we have our being. Somebody say, salute His Majesty, monarch of the universe, captain of my salvation, the God of my money. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let me teach you this song. Say, I'm so special. I'm so special. I'm so special. I'm so special. So special, so special. I'm special and unique. I'm special and blessed. Are you ready? You know, first I want to say a very big thank you to our man of God. Give it up. Give it up for our Father. Give it up for our man of God, Reverend Dr. Oyakhilome. Give it up. We can hear you scream. And give it up for Daysman. Give it up for Daysman. Hallelujah. Are you ready? Selector, if you're ready, run it. I'm unique. Sicker than your average. press up. Love unconditionally. What a sentence. Give me your love, never take it back. Lord, me love you. In case you never know, me life is in Christ, and the way me have one, nobody can touch. If them try to touch them, have to think twice.
Father, in the name of Jesus, thank you, Lord, for today. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for impact. Thank you for your love. Thank you, Lord. So are you ready for the World Congress, so that you don't get it wrong on their path? The World Congress is not a crusade. Do you understand? Yes, so that you don't fault their turnout. It's not a crusade. There's a reason why it's called a congress. Alright? It's for a selected few in the realm of the spirit. Are you listening? And that's why you have been chosen. Notice that she said that we'll take over Ghana. If the whole of Ghana attends, who will take over what? Do you understand? It's something that God wants to do with us. And we are ready for it. Stretch your hands. Father, in the name of Jesus. Do you understand? So I already knew that do what it is that you can do. Alright? Listen. God does not need man to give him approval. Are you hearing me? He doesn't need man to give him approval. One of the things that is so inspiring about you guys is the fact that you were able to think about it at all. How did you come to know? That's why I had to ask her, did you think I was going to come? She said, honestly, she did. But you did it anyway. Now that's faith. Are you listening? Now look what the faith of a few has done. We are going to redo the Wealth Congress. We are going to redo it. I wanted to see seriousness. Okay. Now, it makes no difference whether you are still in the campus, or you are off campus, or you are in school, or you are off school, or you are in school, or you are. I speak grace to them now. You need to pray for yourself. The Holy Spirit. Look at who is praying and who is not praying. No. The grace of the Lord comes from within. You understand? Sometimes we don't know what people necessarily are going through. Right? And then we are praying and praying. And sometimes we don't even have the faith to stay or to follow the process for what we need to be done. Do you understand? Like, I'm praying for a miracle and my faith is not steady enough to minister to me. And then the Lord says to me, organize a program like this. I may not have the resources to do it. And that's why He communicates it with others to get it done. Sometimes God can do all of this just for one person. Are you listening? Don't underestimate. Listen, if man can be desperate, imagine what God can be. The determination of the Lord is beyond words. We don't have good enough algorithms to calculate how the Lord can want to do something and He stirs men. The Bible says He stirs kings. He lays it in their heart. So He ministers to these ones who could have enough faith to do it. And you know what happens? Sometimes the forces might not align with you. Sometimes the money can be the problem because you are in school. Do you understand? You are in school. I understand. And God knows it. But don't ever let that be a factor in your life. Are you hearing me? And so we want to pay for flyers. We want to pay for banners. We want to pay for so many things because we want the program to be a success. Yes, God knows. But even more so, He wants you to be ministered to. Are you hearing me? You will not be oppressed by man nor spirit. Are you listening? Those dreams that the Lord has given you, those visions, those aspirations, in the name of Jesus,
it lives inside. Holy Ghost, it lives inside. It lives inside. Holy Spirit lives inside. It lives inside. The Holy Ghost lives inside. It lives inside. All the different things I'm building myself. Hey. Shout out to the side spirit I know. Getting high on the coast like regularly. The most I use the regular. Hands in the air. Speaking in tongues like we had a cat. And if you're wondering where I'm acting logically, I'm on my spirit. I'm on my spirit. You will die. Shake it back at that boat. I'm on my spirit. I'm on my spirit. This is the move of the Holy Ghost. I'm on my spirit. Hey, I'm on my spirit. Slow baby, go slip baby. I'm on my spirit. I'm on my spirit. Hey, this is the move of the Holy Ghost. I'm on my spirit. Thank you so very much. Let's wait for some chance.
What a things up. Lord, you lay down your life for me. Pay the price up. Love unconditionally. What a sentence. Give me your love, never take it back. Lord, me love you. In case you never know, my life is in Christ. And the way me have one, nobody can touch. If them try to touch them, have it think twice. Cause the greater one lives inside. In case you never know, my life is in Christ. And the way me have one, nobody